What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video preview. Today we're going to take a look at Hulkbuster from Threezero, the Infinity Saga, and you can pre-order this figure at Big Bad Toy Store. Click the link down below. It's $4 shipping, plus the price is pretty competitive here as far as Threezero is concerned. I like this figure. It looks beautiful in my opinion. I'm not going to disrespect Hot Toys and say that this is better than Hot Toys, because obviously it's not, but it's also a quarter of the price of Hot Toys. So you got to take that in consideration as well. Now, I wanted a Hulkbuster, but I don't think I could afford one. I just couldn't justify spending almost $1,400 for a Hulkbuster, and that's not including the Mark 43 that you kind of have to buy. I think you are going to be compelled to buy once you get that. So we're looking at around $1,600 here if you combine both. That's a lot of money. And also the space. It's massive. Now, this guy right here is, like I said, a quarter of the price of the Hot Toys version. It's also pretty small at 11, almost 12 inches tall, right? So it's a normal size of a 1/6 figure from Hot Toys. But as you can see there, you can open it up. You have Mark 43 in there, which they also sell separately, so you can buy that, differently. Typically, I don't get excited for like 1/6 or 1/12 for that matter, for these kind of scale. But I've seen their Transformers Threezero wise, their diecast, they're amazing. Like the articulation is nice. They don't feel cheap. Now, the reason why I kind of stayed away from like 1/12 is that the supposedly Hot Toys of 1/12, which is Mezco, just isn't doing it for me for whatever reason. I know it's cheaper. It's not that cheap, honestly. It's like almost, some of them are more than $100, but it's just not doing it for me. And it's not the scale, it's the way it looks. I just don't feel it. Now with this guy, as you can see, it could kneel. There's an ab crunch. The Hot Toys version, and understandably, it feels like a tank, as it does look like a tank. It barely moves, right? This guy looks like you can put him in multitude of poses. Now, what would make this a bit more interesting is that, would they do Hulk? It says here Infinity Saga. We all know that Hot Toys has the license for 1/6. If they started doing this in 1/12, and they're better than, let's say, Mezco, man, this would be a tough decision. Am I gonna double dip? Because I'm almost pretty much done with Hot Toys Infinity War. I'm just waiting for a couple of figures. Again, by no means am I comparing this to Hot Toys. I mean, the price doesn't compare. $250, it's a quarter. So if it's quarter good like Hot Toys, I'll take it. But again, with their track record with this Transformer figures, which I do have a couple of, I am confident that this would look good. Now, if they make a character with a head sculpt, that's a different story. Let's say they do somebody like Doctor Strange, to complete this Infinity Saga, then you might not get what you're looking for. But with no head sculpt, man, this would, because the Mark 43 is pretty cheap. I'll put the link down below as well in Big Bad. It's $90, and the shipping at Big Bad is $4. And if you can put them on Pile of Loot together, you just pay $4 with this massive piece. Well, they're not massive, but 12 inches. It would be a deal. I mean, for those two pieces, you're looking at $340. Not even a regular price of a diecast Iron Man, and they're both diecast. And I am gonna pre-order this. It's a no-brainer for me, and it looks good. And now we'll jump into the Mark 43, and I know I talked about this back then when it was first announced, but I think it's just fair to revisit this. That looks good. Now, mind you, this pictures doesn't do it justice, because they need to hire a photographer, because they're taking a picture of this guy in a black background. It doesn't highlight the paint, again. Had I not seen the Transformers, I keep on repeating myself here, because in here it looks dull. It doesn't look like Hot Toy-ish. But looking at Bumblebee now, which is I'm looking at right in front of me, man, that is a phenomenal figure. And I even have Optimus Prime. I'm even tempted to get the rest, you know. So this is it. The chest lights up. I believe the head sculpt lights up as well. I don't know if the repulsor, do they light up? Let me see here. 5 pair of hands, 4 blast effects. It does have the AG1 batteries. Keep that in mind, because the Bumblebee that I have, or the Transformers, didn't come with a battery, so you might as well stock up on these guys. So just to be in the safe side, but it does light up. I'm pretty sure the hands light up as well. I could be wrong here, you know, put it on the comment down below, but man, oh, it says here features lights in chest and eyes. Okay, so maybe not the repulsor blast, but still, for $90, you get a die-cast figure. If you're into photography, it doesn't matter if it's 1/6 or 1/12 as long as it looks good, because you're taking a close-up picture of them anyway. So, you know, it's not gonna make that much of a difference, which that's what I do. I mean, the stand is pretty standard. The blasting effects is nothing to be desired, but at $90, I mean, it's like SH Figure Arts, but this one's die-cast. And again, I trust Threezero when it comes to these figures. So this, it's already pre-ordered. The Hulkbuster is. Worst case scenario, let's say they are both just mediocre. It's $340, right? Like, I mean, it's still a lot of money, but I just don't think they're gonna be that bad. Now the question is, what if they're really good? What if they're Transformers good? Would I be compelled to buy more? You know, like, would I be compelled to get a Hall of Armor of these guys? Because I do hope. They wouldn't replace Hot Toys per se, because Hot Toys is a bigger presence. You know, we talked about that, about statues in 1/6. Much more so on 1/12. You know, like, even if you complete the Hall of Armor for 1/12, which is highly possible and much more economical, in a I would say in a space factor, you're gonna save a lot of space. But as far as display, you know, it's tiny, so it's not gonna have the same impact as a 1/6. Just like a 1/6 is not gonna have the same impact as a quarter scale or a half scale statue. So luckily for me, I'm not really a displayer. You know, I have so many figures that I don't really care much about the display factor on it. As long as it's quality figure, it looks good, I'll take it. You know, I might, you know, put it on a shelf or something, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to build a museum for these guys. I'm more of a practical usage, which means I like to take pictures and stuff and videos, and you know, so displaying them, the only reason they're not in the box because I want them to be readily available. But yeah, this is a must-have for me. Going back now to Hulkbuster in a few seconds here, because this is the price was I think it's fair, a little bit more than what I expected. But think about it this way. Because the regular Iron Man that you saw earlier is $90. This is almost almost 3 times as much. Not quite, but there. And that's the same way with the Hulkbuster in a regular Iron Man. Because a regular Iron Man, the Mark 43, is what, like $350, let's say, and the Hulkbuster is worth $1,100 and some change. You know, so it's like 4 times more, or if not 3 times and some change. So in a vacuum, it's still a pretty good, you know, deal for this Hulkbuster. And you can see the size comparison there. So it proves you one thing, how small that 6-inch Iron Man is, the die-cast one. But I have some 6-inch figures right here in front of me, and it's okay. You know, it's probably gonna say I want to say it's the same height as Rocket. But again, man, I can't wait for this. Can't wait. I'm finally gonna have a Hulkbuster, so you know, I'm excited for that. Do you need to go out and pre-order this? I don't think so. It's very rare that Threezero comes out of pre-orders. Plus, this is not gonna come out till let's find out. It says here first quarter of 2022. So I think I'm gonna, you know, take it easy for now. I mean, the NRD is only $25, so it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's I don't know, man. It looks good. Finally, I'll have a Hulkbuster. So I'm definitely in. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something you would even consider, or this would just ruin your collection because of the scale. I don't mind starting a new scale, to be quite honest with you, because if they are quality, I might just, you know, I might keep 1 or 2 Iron Man for Hot Toys, but the rest I might just, you know, replace them with this. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and I would see you guys in the next video.